so hot today. Oh damn it. I really don't like to open my hair doing videos because it's so often hot. Now that the bus is gone, today's video is going to be a little different than the other videos that I do. I want to do like a talking sort of a video. Today I want to talk about being fat. Yep. I was born a very cute chubby kid, and I always loved to eat natural and like all the sabji and like phal and everything. So I was very cute, I was very gubu and I was really cute baby. Growing up, I was never too fat, I was never too skinny, I was okay, I was right in the middle. I was a little athletic. Words like cute, so cute, oh my god, you look so adorable, you're so gullible. There was another one which is like bubbly. Really, all of these words were used for me, and you're supposed to feel nice about it, but if it just keeps on happening with you for like over a period of time, you're like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. I was called cute when I was 3 years old. I was called cute when I was 10 years old. I was called cute when I was 14 years old, and I had it. I was so sick and tired of being cute that I was like, you know what, I need to start changing my body. I don't know how it got to me that I need to change my body, because I was a little, on the chubbier side. I started reading all of these like fashion magazines, and I started reading about, all of these celebrities and how they lose weight. And I remember Yana Gupta was one of the people that had written that she doesn't take any milk products. And I read somewhere else that you're not supposed to eat carbohydrates. I read somewhere else about the exercising regimen, what you're supposed to follow. And I was just like, oh my god, this is really good, this is really good. I'm most probably going to do this, and I'm going to get like an amazing body. And all the time, what I do, I don't know how I got away with it, because my mom is like very particular about what I eat. I stopped eating bread, any sort of carbohydrate I wouldn't eat. I stopped eating any oil, any like no sort of butter or any oil. I stopped drinking milk, tried to take the least amount of milk products. So what I ended up eating was just dal, because I'm a vegetarian. And sometimes when my mom was getting really suspicious, I would just eat a roti, and I would be like, oh yeah, I had like a lot of thing in school today. When I was like 16, 17, and I started to lose weight. I started working out every single day for the whole week, and I would work out for about, I think, 45 minutes. And obviously I wasn't eating anything, and I was working out every single day for like 7 days a week. I lost weight, a lot of it. And I started to get comments from everybody, like literally everybody, oh, you've lost weight, oh, it looks so good. And that was kind of like an ego boost for me. I was like, oh yeah, this is so good. So in my mind, I thought, you know what, fat means really bad. And now I'm skinny, so now everybody likes me, and that's the way I should be. The low point came when I was in college, and I realized that there was this lovely thing called food. Because of the fact that I had literally starved myself before, my body was like in a recovery mode. So whatever I would eat, it wouldn't really get absorbed and used as energy, but it would get absorbed and stored, because my body thought that I'm not really going to consume any more food because I had been starving it before. So it just basically put everything as fat. I think I gained more than 10 kgs in a matter of, I think, 3 months. It was the first time ever in my family like anybody skipped a period. My mom got really scared, my sister got really scared that I had skipped a period, and they were like, what is happening? I went to the gynac, and I swear to god, I'm not even shitting you, the minute I went in, she was kind of rude. She was my sister's gynac, and she was like, you know what, you're gaining so much of weight, obviously it's gonna happen. The next thing you're gonna have is you're gonna start growing like facial hair like dudes do, so you better get your shit together and you have to lose weight. And I was like, oh my god, I was so scared. I started doing this the Pasha Basu CD. It actually really works. It's the be beautiful, no, be yourself, love yourself, that one. But after that I kind of got bored, because I didn't want to do like the same CD thing over and over again. And I got bored like so quickly that I was like, whatever. I started gaining weight again, and then I joined belly dancing for about like 2 years, and then I lost the weight, Then I gained it back because I couldn't go to classes. The classes started happening like really far away from my house, and I had entered masters, and it was either the studies or the belly dancing, and I was just like, oh shit. I am heavy boned, which means that there's a lot of muscle as well as strength in my body, but I do gain a lot of weight very quickly as soon as I can lose it. When I did gain a lot of weight, I was in college. You wouldn't believe the mean comments that I got when I used to meet people from my school, because at my school time I was, like really, really skinny, and then afterwards I became fat. I swear to God, one time there was a girl and I met her. She wasn't really a friend of mine, she was just a junior. And I met her on the metro station, and I still remember the way she looked at me. Like, it was just like disgust. And she was like, क्या कोमल दीदी आप क्या खा रहे हो इतने, मतलब कहाँ जा रहे हो? And I felt so ugly. I was like, what? And I'm a pretty confident person, so for somebody to say that to me in like a public space, I was just like taken aback, because she wasn't really my friend, or else I would have, like replied. But I was just like, oh, wow, people actually think they can say this thing to a lot of people. This one friend of my mother's, she had seen me when I was like 10 years old, and my sister when she was like 15. And me and my sister, we were like, cute kids, so we looked really good. And as I told you, I was never like fat, I was just like cute and chubby. So she saw us, and this is when I think I'm 19 years old, and I shit you not, this is what she says to me. She looks at me and she says, "Ay hi, isko kya ho gaya?" She actually said that to me, and my sister was standing right beside me. You don't say that sort of a thing to a 19-year-old. I was just so shocked that she could actually say that to me, and I just couldn't reply back, because obviously it's extremely demeaning, and I've never felt so ugly in my life as I did at the time when she said that to me. And obviously my elder sister understands that, and she can say that I've gained weight and I should lose it, but when somebody like that says that thing to you, you kind of, you're 19 years old. I mean, you don't know what you're supposed to say to that. And my sister replied, she said, there's no, she looks fine. And my sister realized how weird it was for me to handle. Imagine somebody just going like, I hi, like on, I don't, like till day I don't understand what was going through that woman's head, because when I told my mother about it, even my mom was surprised that her friend would say something like that. And my mom was like, maybe she was, I don't know, like even my mom didn't understand that. And my mom did tell her that it was really rude of her to say, and I don't really remember what she said to my mom after that. But I do remember the feeling of just feeling so disgusting and ugly. And when you're 19 years old, you can't deal with that shit. Okay, you can't. Even when I think about it right now, it really like makes me like want to cry, because just people like that. Imagine somebody saying that to your friend that's like overweight. Imagine that. Imagine somebody saying that to you. Oh my god. If that lady was to say that to me right now, I would most probably like punch her in the face, but I don't really think I can punch her in the face though. I would most probably just like tell her कि अब आंटी क्या करें, अब जीना तो है. So the good thing about being fat when I was in college is very simple, because I realized I cannot kind of depend on the way I look to make my first impression on people. I started concentrating on my personality. I've always had a very strong personality, even when I was a kid. Apparently, if I didn't like you, I would just walk away. So I've been like very decisive in who I like and who I don't, but whom I like and whom I don't. But I started to focus on my personality. I started to focus on how exactly do I start a conversation, I lead a conversation, and I actually, work in order to kind of show attention to people, and how exactly should I carry myself. It was a very good thing, genuinely, to be very honest. I feel like that taught me a lot, and I think it helped me a lot in I didn't depend on the way I looked in order to make an impression. I didn't I mean, yeah, I dressed because I liked it, but I always knew I always knew the people would remember me not because I looked like a particular kind, but most probably because of the impression that I made. And I think that's the reason why I am very witty now, because I know what to say when, because I've had so much of practice. It's kind of sad, really, that I know that I don't look like I should, and then that's the reason why I'm working on my personality. But I generally see it as a positive thing, because now I might lose all the weight, I might look good, but I still know how to have a conversation, which is a very huge deal, because I've seen a lot of people who look all fabulous, but they don't know how to start a conversation, end a conversation, or to be civil at a conversation. I've seen a lot of people who are just like nodding their head, like, yeah. So I'm not a zombie. I'm pretty good with socializing, and I think it's very, very important to do that. So I genuinely feel that my weight gain was it was like a learning experience, to be very honest, because it helps you cope. It also really, really helps for you to prioritize, because then you realize that this matters a lot. First of all, don't always feel like you are a martyr, in terms of that you have it, you're the only ones that have it bad. A lot of people feel that because they're overweight, they're the only ones that suffer, which is actually not really that true. A lot of people that I know that are really slim, they find it very hard to get clothes, they find it very hard to feel beautiful, because everybody just makes them feel like, oh, you're too skinny. And a lot of people say that, oh, models look so good. And if you ever read what models say about what they had to go through when they were young, generally you will come across a sort of disgust at their form. So a lot of people comment on models when they're young that, ew, you're so tall, your legs are so skinny, that your legs are so long. So every single person that you can possibly look at right now has been judged for their body. And you can be even the fittest person ever, but you're still judged. I think health is the most important aspect in your life. So if you are overweight, if you feel like you might have a health problem, get your shit together. If you feel like you might get a health problem because your family has it, get it checked, and get your shit together. Start working out, start eating better. If you feel like you don't have any health issues, and then you know that there aren't any health issues in your family, if you get regular checkups and you are completely fine health wise, then I don't really think there's any problem with you being the size that you are, because health is the one of the most important things. Like for me right now, I have a lot of health problems because of my size, and I'm working on that. I'm working on reducing my weight. I'm working on balancing what I eat, what I do, all of those things combined. And I know that it's going to take time, and I know that fact, and I'm not going to rush it. people just People will say things, people will say stupid things, they will say mean things, they will say all sorts of things, but you have to remember that you have to stand your ground. You cannot let people, random ass people that don't mean anything to you, will not ever do anything to build your personality or help you in anything, nothing constructive whatsoever. Don't focus on those people. I live my life with cutting out bullshit, and I think that's a pretty good way to live. But then sometimes you cannot stay away from the bullshit, and you need to be within the bullshit, but you know, get it together. So I think that time you need to analyze what exactly do you want to do and do it. People love to make you feel bad about your body, okay? I don't know why that is. I don't know why people put so much of pressure on that. I remember when my sister gave birth to my niece, even in 3 months, everybody was kind of like taunting her about the fact that, oh, you're still fat. And, you know, stuff like, oh, bada khaya hai, lag raha hai. And you know, all of these like small things. And my sister would never reply to that because she was in a happy place, because she just had a child and she was happy that she has a child, and she didn't really care about other people. But because I am very, very possessive about my family and my friends, I couldn't hear other people saying that, although other people that were saying that were my family as well. But I just couldn't hear people say that to her, and I would just reply back flat out. I would just sentiment I would literally straight out say, उसने बच्चा पैदा किया है, उसने बच्चा पैदा किया है, आपने क्या किया है? I actually said that once, and that like everybody was like and then they just shut up. They didn't say anything to her because they realized that whatever they were saying, that people were not going to take the shit. I was not going to take that shit. If they're not your friend, if they don't mean anything constructive, if they don't mean anything at all, the best way to tell somebody off is to just say that it's okay, it's my body. Okay, that's like the least rudeness that you can do. I go full throttle on rudeness. If somebody's like trying to be like a smart ass with me, I go full throttle. But I would not suggest that with you, because that's just me. That's just how I roll. You know, I have been put in positions where I couldn't say anything because the person in front of me was older, and I've just been raised to not say any, like, don't not be that rude to person who's like older to me. So that time you just have to shut up. You know, the worst part of being fat and, you know, everybody telling you that you are fat is not that other people tell you. Sometimes, you know, I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see, and it's not a good feeling because you don't owe beauty to anybody. But then, you know, sometimes people say to you so much, everybody's just like looking at you like you look so ugly, that you sometimes tend to break. Look, I'm just going to be real with you, okay? There's no Superman coming, okay? You have to get your own shit together. People are not going to help you if you don't help yourself. And I've learned it the hard way, because I've always been like, you know, no, it's going to happen, it's going to naturally happen. But no, it doesn't happen on its own. It doesn't. But you should never forget that if there is no sadness, there's no meaning of happiness. So if you're sad right now, don't try to fight it off for being happy. If you're sad right now, acknowledge your feelings, acknowledge the fact that you're sad, acknowledge the fact that why you're sad, try to analyze it and try to see how exactly you can constructively get out of it. Don't completely ignore it and just jump like, yeah, I don't care, I'm just going to be happy. What? To be a balance in your life. You can't always be happy, and you shouldn't be sad about being sad. Everybody's sad. You can be neutral, you can be sad, and it's completely fine. You don't necessarily 24/7 have to be like that. No, you're not a public figure. Like, a lot of people tell me that, oh my god, Komal, you're always happy. I'm not always happy. People don't know me. That's what I feel. I am majority happy. I'm very happy when I'm doing videos because I feel like I'm talking to my friends. And when I'm talking to my friends, I'm ridiculously happy. So that's the reason why I'm happy when I do videos. Talking really helps. If you feel like somebody's putting you down, if you feel like somebody's just being mean to you, somebody's just being a prick to you, just talk to somebody. That's like one of the most important aspects. talk to a friend, talk to a family member, just talk to somebody and get it out of your system. Because you might think that that person is being mean to you because you're like fat, but sometimes the person that you tell it to, they have a third person's perspective. That's third person's perspective, and that might be very insightful to how you're supposed to react to that person in the future. I've been through a lot of shit, let's put it that way, and I'm cool with that now because I genuinely don't care. All I care is about my health, I care about my well-being, and I think that's a pretty good way of going around it, and I think it's very good for you too. That's it. I hope you guys like this video, and I genuinely hope that it's useful for you. You can always talk to me wherever you want to. I'm on all social media and I would be more than happy to talk to you guys. I'm still working on this secret project right now and I'm just really excited. I will most probably announce it this week. So kind of stay tuned to announcement. I would be making a video most probably this week announcing it.